Okay, I next story number 4. I give my title is the nin story number 4 is Eid al-Iftar forgiveness for the unspoken. The morning came with the echoes of takbir that echo from various parts of the village. From the loudspeaker of the surah, the big mosque down the street, to the small speaker in the next door house, all blended into the one majestic sound that filled the air with warmth. I woke up before dawn. It was like an invisible alarm that woke up my body and feelings all at once. I rose to bedroom, made my ablution, and then joined the Fajr prayer in the congregation with family for the first time in a long time. Mom looks beautiful in the white yellow embroidered mukena she wears every year. Amelia sat next to mom, wearing the yellow mukena with flower embroidery. I sat on my father's left side. When the prayer was over, mom wiped her face with both hands, then looked at us one by one. Her eyes were slightly puffy, like she had been crying. Alhamdulillah, we can still gather like this, she said softly. That just nodded, but there was something in that note that made me feel that maybe this morning would be different. After the dawn prayer, the atmosphere of the house turned busy. My mother began heating the opera, preparing the ketupat, arranging the glazes and plates. Amalia and I were asked to deliver cakes to next door house, as our family tradition has always been. On the way, we meet many old friends, neighbors, and distant relatives. The faces look brighter, more alive. Maybe it's because it has its own way for reviving long from hurts. And when I finally knelt from before them, suddenly everything I'd been holding back just poured out. I'm sorry that, Mom, my voice trembled. I'm sorry that I may have been stubborn and disappointed a lot, but I really want to be a child you can be proud of you, in a way that you might not fully understand. And then my mom cried, her hand rubbed my head, just like when I was a child. And then my say, I'm sorry, son, I'm sorry too. Mom and daddy have not been able to be perfect parent for you, she replied with a sob. That was quiet for a long time, and then they slowly patted my shoulder. I'm sorry to you, son. You have the right to choose your own path. I'm just scared, but I'm proud, very proud. I could not hold my back of the tears. Our hug was the first hug in years. There were no more words needed. All that remained was a deep sense of relief. In the afternoon, we received it guests. Distant relatives come to visit. Small children come to ask for greetings, and neighbors came with plates full of cakes of lontong. I helped serve the food, loaded with caution, and felt thoroughly at home. My father invited me to sit for a while at the back of the house. You have dreamed, don't you? He asked. I nodded. Chase it well, but don't forget this house will always be the place come back to you. That sentence struck deep. The words I had been waiting for without realizing. That night, I sat alone on the veranda, looking up the day sky. I opened my small journal and wrote one big sentence. Sometimes, the most difficult apology is not the one that has not been said, but the one we have not dared to hear. And the night I heard all fully with open heart.